Your straps. I'm going to make sure that I've got one up here. Hi, Philomena. And you have a strap with your mat, right? Yeah, you're good. All right. Okay, let's take your strap. You need one. Take your strap and just lie it in front of your mat, maybe like in a halfway position. So it's just like right at this part, the head of your mat. So it's available when we need it. And then once you've got it there at the front of your mat, you can move to child's pose. Seems so quiet in here all of a sudden. You guys were chatting away earlier. Now it's just so quiet. So bring your body into child's pose. My name is Lisa. I'm new to a few of you today. Look forward to spending the next 90 minutes together. So once you get to your child's pose, take a deep breath in. Open up your mouth and have a sigh. As many times as you need to through the class or right now, take a sigh. A sigh is an incredible tool to just clear some space. Our whole practice is an activity of breath by breath, pose by pose, creating some space, drawing us present to the moment, to what's actually happening. And from there, allowing us to tap into all of the tools that we do have available to us at all times just to be powerful. In our style of yoga, we practice a journey into power, and we define power as the ability to manifest something, and specifically about that, the time it takes to create it as an intention until it is a thing that's observable, measurable, and recreatable in the world. On your next inhale, bring your body up into downward facing dog. Body in the shape of an upside down letter V. Start to bend and straighten your knees to stretch out your toes, your feet, the calf muscles, backs of your knees. Maybe wiggle your fingers and stretch out your palms. As you're breathing, your steady breath, that it's going to take some focus and some effort to create here together. It won't be what any one of us walked into the room with just now. Also set your drishti, a tool that you already know about and how to use. It's your gaze and how your gaze draws your attention to just a single focus. And then set your foundation, your hands, your feet, and your core. When I see your feet and your hands and those are unattended to, like fingers are relaxed, legs or toes don't know where they're going, then I know your core is not working. Take another breath in. When you exhale, look forward and step up to the front of your mat. When you get there, lift up halfway and just stretch your whole body long. And then as you exhale, hang down to the ground. You can fold your arms and hold your opposite elbow and just sway from side to side. Take your hands around behind your back and at your low back, interlace your fingers. Press your arms kind of straightish, palms together, and let your hands just spill overhead. And even with your hands in this position, you could sway from side to side. Keep your breath flowing. Add an intention to the space for this pose and then all the rest of the poses that we'll do. An intention that is for there to be results. I intend to create results. Have you ever heard that saying that the audience creates the performer? In other words, if you're performing up on stage and the audience is kind of dull, it's difficult to create an incredible performance. But if the audience is really wild and excited, it's really easy to create an incredible performance. It takes the performer and the audience member. Well, consider you're both of those roles in your practice right now, both the performer and the audience member. Keep on breathing and hanging. You can release your hands and let your arms just dangle to the ground. Stay right there and breathe. Open your feet a little wider. Make your foundation a little more steady. Now that you're here for a little while, things become a little more important that maybe you could have overlooked otherwise if it was a quick visit to the pose. Feet hip width distance and parallel. Now grab your strap, hold on to it, hands about shoulder distance, and just pull it wide. Take a breath in. As you exhale, press your feet down and come rolling up to standing. You can almost imagine you're dragging the strap along your legs as you come rolling up. Take your time. Lift your shoulders up and back. Lift your gaze, then reach the strap up and overhead. And as you exhale, take it behind you. You're going to have to take your hands a little wider. Yep, you'll find your spot. Not so wide that it's super easy, but just the edge of wide. So inhale, bring it up, and exhale, bring it forward. Let your shoulders just go all around and everywhere they need to go right now to make this happen, because they're just a little tight. You're just starting to use them. Some of you guys are making the funniest faces. Do it a couple more times. Inhale, reach up. Exhale, go back. It's going to get better than this. Don't worry. Inhale, reach up. And exhale, come forward. Then bring your hands into prayer position. Just hold onto your strap. So our intention is to create results today. If you'd like to set an additional intention for yourself, you can. 3 times we'll chant together. Take a deep breath in. Inhale, reach up, open your strap back, bring it back up to the ceiling, and fold to the floor. Just keep stretching it wide. Inhale, lift up halfway, stretch it wide, and bring your arm bones to your back and your elbows to the ceiling. So not to the wall behind you, but up to the ceiling. And then exhale, hands on the ground, high push up to low push up, however you'll be doing it. Inhale, upward facing dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. Take 3 breaths here. Breathe in and breathe out. 2 more. Breathe in and breathe out. Last time, inhale. As you exhale, look forward, step or jump up to your hands. Lift up halfway, stretch it wide, elbows to the ceiling, and forward fold. Come rolling up, stretch it wide, roll up through your thighs, up to the ceiling and back. Inhale, bring it up, keep it wide, and fold all the way down. Inhale, stretch it wide, elbows to the ceiling. Exhale, hands to the floor, high plank to low. Upward facing dog, downward facing dog. 3 breaths. Steady breathing. So we're working on opening up your shoulders. By the time we get to the wheel pose later, it'll all be very clear. 1 more time, breathe in. On the exhale, bend your knees, look forward, step or jump. Stretch the strap wide, halfway lift, and just put your elbows to the ceiling and fold. Press the strap wide, come rolling all the way up, reach up. Exhale, reach back. Inhale, reach up, stretch it wide, and fold. Halfway lift, hands to the floor, chaturanga. Upward facing dog, downward facing dog. 3 breaths. We don't always take a lot of time to concentrate on shoulders because there's so many other things that seem really important, and they are, but this is too. Breathe in. On the exhale, bend your knees, jump to your hands. Halfway lift, stretch it wide, elbows to the ceiling, and fold. Stretch wide, inhale, come all the way up, reach. Exhale, take your strap back. Inhale, bring it up. Keep your strap pulling wide, fold to the floor. Halfway lift, see if your elbows peek over to your sides. Are they straight out to the side from your shoulders? Hands down, chaturanga. Upward facing dog, downward facing dog, and breathe. 3 breaths here. Long and steady. 2 more. Steady exhale. Get ready to move. Breathe in. Bend your knees and jump. Last round. Halfway lift. Elbows to the side and fold. Keep the strap tight. Reach all the way up. Keep your ribs settled. Go back. Come all the way up. Are you finding you're throwing your ribs forward? Try to keep them in and fold all the way down. Halfway lift, elbows even tilting a little forward, hands to the ground, chaturanga. Up dog, down dog. 3 breaths. Breathe. 2 more. Here's the last one. Inhale. Exhale, bend your knees, look forward, and jump. Halfway lift, elbows up, and fold. Feet hip width distance. Now we'll take chair pose. Squat back into your heels, and at first reach your arms forward to a bear squat. Keep on breathing. I'm just setting my drishti on one point on the floor and breathing. Sit back and deep. Now, how wide your hands are on the strap may vary. Stay in your chair pose. And then like you're shaving your head, slide the strap across to touch your traps and slide it forward 3 times. Slide back and like you're shaving your head. 1 more time back. And then up, look up, stretch up, fold to the floor. Halfway lift, elbows up like we've been doing, hands to the ground, chaturanga. Upward facing dog, downward facing dog. Right foot forward for warrior 1. Bring the strap up with you and take it back. Back foot flat, deep lunge. Inhale, bring it up and touch your knee. 2 more times, up and back. Pull the pit of your bellies in and your ribs in and down. I don't know if that was 3. Let's do 1 more. I think this is the 4th. Who's counting? Hands to the floor, chaturanga. Obviously not me. Upward facing dog. Downward facing dog. Let's take the left side, step forward. And then inhale, come up. Exhale, go back. That would be 1. Come forward. Now 2 more. Keep your ribs in if you can. Lift the pit of your belly. Take the last one. And at the end of it, hands to the floor for chaturanga. Upward facing dog. Downward facing dog. Breathe. Not to worry if it takes you a different pace to get you to your down dog. For everyone, take another breath in. On the exhale, bend your knees, look forward and jump. Halfway lift, lift your elbows and fold. The bear squat first. Reach your arms forward, opposite of your hips. So there should be so much tension, like my hands are being pulled forward and my hips back. Pull the pit of your belly in. Even let your feet, like Debbie always tells you, sink down like they're sinking into the sand and hug in. Now inhale, exhale, you're shaving. Reach up. 2 more, elbows wide and straight back if you can, rather than down to the floor. 1 more, shaving. Then reach up, forward fold. Halfway lift. Hands to the floor, chaturanga. We're facing dog. Downward facing dog. Step your right foot forward and lunge. We'll just do 1. Reach up and go back. Reach up. Hands to the floor. Chaturanga. Upward facing dog. Downward facing dog. Left foot forward and lunge. Take your deep legs. Reach up and go back. Reach up. Hands to the floor. Chaturanga. Upward facing dog. Downward facing dog and breathe. Maybe a sigh, a deep breath in. Open up your mouth and have a sigh. 2 more, inhale and exhale. Here's the last one. Breathe in, bend your knees, look forward and jump. Halfway lift, forward fold, bear squat. Reach your arms forward and shave your head. Keep your elbows as high and wide as you can. Reach forward and shave your head. 1 more time, reach forward and shave your head. Look up to the chair and forward fold. Halfway lift, elbows wide, hands to the floor, chaturanga. Up dog, downward facing dog. We're going to take 1 more round of this. Get your breath here. Oh, right foot forward and lunge, warrior 1. We are on the round. Arms back. It's a lot to keep the balls in the air, I guess. Hands to the floor, chaturanga. Up dog, down dog, left foot forward and lunge. Reach up, take it back, reach up, hands to the floor, chaturanga. Upward facing dog, downward facing dog and breathe. Deep breath in, deep sigh. Raise your right leg into the air behind you. Bend your knee, heel to your hip and turn your hips open. Now while you're here, press the floor with your hands. You might even, when you press the floor, shrug your shoulders so they go more to your ears. And then as you exhale, they sink deeper onto your back. Do that 3 times. On your exhale, press shoulders by your ears and then sink them back your body. 2 more. And sink. Last one, press and sink. Keep the sink and flip the dog 2 feet to the floor. Cactus arm with your right hand so that your whole forearm, elbow to palm, they seem like they're holding the ceiling up. And then let gravity do its work on your cactus arm. Greg's like, just don't touch me. Press your elbows up a little more, not your palm, your elbow. Yes. Side plank, put your right hand on the mat. Face the left side of the mat and stack your body up and breathe here. Now, when I look around the room at this pose and I look at my own body in the pose, a lot of times the shoulders are up to the ears and curving forward a little bit. For everyone, shrug your shoulders to your ears, move your arm bones to the back of your body. Take 1 breath here. High plank to low. Good work. Upward facing dog, downward facing dog. Take a sigh. Left leg into the air. Bend your knee, heel to your hip, turn your hips open. Now be patient. Breathe in. When you exhale, press the floor, shrug your shoulders to your ears. Good. Inhale, sink them back. Exhale, press. I should see a lot of mobility in your shoulders. 1 more time. And then sink. Keep the sunken sense. Flip it over. 2 feet to the floor. Bend your left elbow like it's a cactus arm. You've got it. As though the whole thing, palm, forearm to elbows, pressing the ceiling. But concentrate on the elbow doing the pressing. Try to press with your elbow. Yes. There. Feel your shoulders on your back more. Side plank. Left hand down. Face the right side of the mat. Stack your body up. You got it. So you know the drill is to shrug your shoulders to your ears and move them to the back of your body. Then just turn your top palm forward, reach it over your ear, and from feet to fingers, you stretch long. High plank to low. Up dog, downward facing dog. So no matter how you think you use your shoulders, you'd let yourself know that there's something new to discover. You have what you already have, and there could be something new. Step your right foot forward for crescent lunge and grab your strap. When you inhale, bring it up and overhead toward the ceiling. Now you've got this. Square your hips. Straighten your back leg. Press up as high as you can and pull out. Exhale. Now we'll just shave the head this way. Inhale, reach up. Square hips. Exhale, elbows wide. Do that 3 more times. Elbows wide. 2 more. Wide. Nice. Last one. Wide to the crescent lunge. Bring your, keep your strap right here. Tilt forward and twist. Let's keep the strap here. Elbows wide. Keep your breath flowing and just turn. You can keep your elbows bent like you have them, or if it feels interesting to pull your arms apart, you can. It's a little easier to control the bent arms. Keep breathing here. Feel both of your shoulders touch your strap. Touch it with your upper shoulder. There you go. Take 2 more breaths. Try it with your strap, just touching your shoulders and see what you can discover. Reach up to the crescent lunge. Stretch. Open to the warrior 2. You can keep the strap in hand even for the warrior 2. You'll probably have to let it slide and open it really wide. Pull it hard apart, not just kind of casual. And as you're pulling it, let it touch the back of your shoulders, the back of all the length of your arm as you pull it apart and breathe. Now, this is going to be a tricky part. Shoulders up to your ears and back, so they're touching the strap. Tilt for extended side angle. Reach for the floor and reach for the ceiling. But try to keep both shoulders touching the strap. So try to get that back shoulder to open and touch it. You've got it. That's a little weird, isn't it? Open up your left shoulder. See if you can bring it back and touch it to the strap. Squeeze it back. 1 more breath. Chaturanga. Boy, the shoulders aren't normally in line, are they? Upward facing dog. Downward facing dog. Think we found something we don't like. Step your left foot forward and grab your strap. Inhale, bring it up and overhead as wide as it's supposed to be. And then we're stretching up on the inhale, shaving the head on the exhale. There you go. Up and down. You do that a few times. From the side, as I look at it from the side, your elbow, your wrist, your hand, ideally they stay behind your ears. Finish this last one. Take a breath. You can keep the strap low like this. Last one, crescent lunge, and now twist. So you're turning to the left. You should keep breathing. It might just be a little bit while you keep your shoulders on the strap. And you may not have the best form in your legs that you usually have, but let yourself discover something new. What does it take in your whole body? Arms behind your ears. Open those wider, Candy. Yes. Let's do one more breath. Inhale. Open your shoulders wide. Come on up to the crescent lunge. You can reach and slide it open for the warrior two. You discovering something new about your shoulders in a pose? Why do you things like your shoulders matter? When we tell you like what the poses look like isn't really the end goal. So why do we spend all this time on a part and working on it? Well, number one, when all of your attention is there, it serves as a drishti of sorts. You can tilt for extended side angle. And also, you have a whole system in your body of energy, just like you have a muscular system, you have an energetic system. Now see if you can hug that strap all along the back of your shoulders. So open up your top arm. There you go. You're finding it. This area of your chest and shoulders is your heart chakra. It's an energy of human loving kindness. I don't know about you, but the tightest part of my body sometimes can be my upper back and shoulders. Take another breath, high plank to low. Good work. Upward facing dog, downward facing dog. Breathe and stretch your body out. You got it. A couple of breaths. Strap is still at the front of your mat. You should keep breathing. Take one more breath in, one more breath out. Come to the front of your mat. Feet hip width distance. Lift up halfway. Squeeze the strap. Elbows to the ceiling. See, so now we're a little more warmed up. They don't have to reach back to my butt. They can reach straight up to the ceiling and fold. Bear squat. Sit back and reach your arms forward. Way back. Arms way forward. Then breathe. As you exhale, shave your head and keep it back there. So you've got the strap across your shoulders and try to keep your elbows from sinking. Keep them back. Breathe in and exhale, just twist. You don't have to go far. Now, as you're breathing here, bend your right knee a lot. Keep your breath flowing. All the tools that we usually want in place. Little more weight in the left hip. Drag it back. Sink back. Reach up to the chair pose. Stretch your strap up and forward fold. Hook your big toes and stretch down to the ground. You may also find it nice today, instead of maybe holding your toes, to take the strap to your low back and hold on to it with your hands about shoulder width distance, maybe wider, and just allow the strap to spill overhead. Breathe. It might bring some nice relief to your shoulder area. I know you're working your shoulders and your upper back a lot right now. Okay, strap to the floor. We're going to take the bear squat and then the twist to the left. So pick up the strap, take the bear squat, reach it strong forward, and then shave the head, keep it back. Now, notice how your knees are evenly bending, the weight's even in your 2 feet. Keep that. Breathe, strong belly, and then just start to twist. Just keep it. So don't go for a lot of turn where you're going to have to change your legs. Just keep the long body, the legs even, and just see what there is to see. Hips back. Yeah, like butt way back, Zoe, like your sitting bones back. This part, chest forward, chest up. Yes. Reach up to chair, forward fold. Gorilla pose, stand on your hands and breathe here. Steady breathing. You can release your hands from beneath your feet, but stay folded. You're with your strap in front of you. Several times now, feet hip width distance, not turning out. Hip width distance so your lower back is broad. Inhale, reach the strap up. And exhale, bring it back down. Bring it up, maybe open it, and bring it back down. It should be skimming the back of your head, the back of your shoulders, the back of your arms. Try that a few times. and back down. Okay, hold on to your strap, come rolling all the way up to standing. Right side eagle pose. So take your right arm under your left arm, right leg over your left leg. I will skip the straps for this one, just let it hang around your neck. Take the right side eagle pose. I think this will feel better on your body like this. Steady breathing. Squeeze your arms together and slide them just up a little bit. Not just up an inch or so, but hands away from your face an inch or so. You'll feel a lot of stretching on this area of your back that we're using. Can you feel that? Doesn't it feel so good? Keep your stretching arms, your arms that are bound like this in this pose. Keep that, but unwind your leg. Reach your leg back to crescent lunge. Lift up and go back. So take this as an exercise for your shoulders. Your legs as deep as they need to be, but your shoulders wrapping, and then just lift your arms up and go back. One more breath. Step forward, arms overhead. Left side eagle pose. Left arm under, left leg over. It brings a lot of energy into the upper part of the body to bring this much concentration. This time, instead of elbows up and hands more forward away, press your elbows deep and down and into your chest. Keep that, and then unwrap your left leg, step it back to crescent lunge, lift up and go back. Steady breathing. You may notice and feel how your shoulder blades right now, from the back of your body, are pressing in and lifting your chest to the ceiling. Are you getting any sense of that? How your shoulder blades are pushing you up instead of your back sinking back. Take one more breath. Step forward, take your arms overhead. Reach up. Right side legs in eagle pose. So right leg under, right leg over. Take your strap, and we'll keep it long across your back. Now you can fold forward in your eagle pose. Keep stretching the strap and keeping your arms, your shoulders touching it. You might slightly tuck your chin and stretch the back of your neck long. So you can feel the balance be that your hips are pressing back and the background of your head is reaching forward. Keep your arms pressing up into that strap. So it's long, back of your shoulders, back of your upper arm, touch the strap. Touch the strap. Yes, you got it, Angela. That's it. One more breath. From here, just step out, reach your arms overhead, and leave them stay out long like you've had them. Left side, left leg around, the strap at your back, and reach. You'll feel your arm bones like they're rooted into the back of your body instead of feeling like they're rooted into the front corners of your chest. If you find that you don't have contact with the strap, it's just kind of in the air back there, shrug your shoulders to your ears and move your arm bones to the back of your body. You got it. Chest open then. Yep. Hips way back. Then tuck your chin a little bit so the back of your neck is long. You got it. Shoulders back onto the strap. Stand up, reach your arms overhead. Strap can just come around. Hug your right knee into your chest and then strap around your foot and stand tall. Extended leg or standing leg raise. Steady breathing. Once you get your leg raised in front of you, holding your two sides of your straps, reach your shoulders to your ears and move them to the back of your body. Keep on breathing. Shoulders to your ears and to the back of your body. If you feel like you're leaning back, shorten the strap. Bob and Greg, shorten the strap. Even a little bit, Jenna. Yep. Chest up to the ceiling. You got it. Now, as your standing foot presses down into the mat, let the crown of your head reach up to the ceiling. One more inhale. On the exhale, raise your toes a little bit higher. Little higher. Now adjust to that with a breath. Hug your knee into your chest. Airplane pose. Take this strap in your hands and take it as a warrior 3. So airplane is just indicating the arms, but it's a warrior 3 variation. So reach forward in your warrior 3 and then just pull the strap apart. See if you can take the strap behind your head a little further. Doesn't mean bent elbows, but it means yes. So we end up with this quality of if your wrists were resting on a table and that also the inside of your back ankle was, there'd be a straight line. Yes, and then you can see if you're watching Philomena now, she can work to drop her right hip. One more breath. Hug your knee into your chest and put your foot on the floor. It's a lot of charge. There's always something more in your yoga practice. We don't really need to change the poses. Like you're finding a million new things in your body right now, I'm going to guess. Hug your left knee into your chest. It's one of the great things about having a fairly reliable sequence of poses. Yes, they do change depending on your ability and what you're interested in that day or what the teacher's teaching. Extend your leg. But it's familiar enough that you can gauge the change in your body. We don't practice just to take pictures of pretty poses. I mean, that can be fun once in a while, but we're practicing for quality of life in our body and this ability to be present and have that superpower of presence. Now stand up tall, a little taller. How do you get tall? By letting your left hip sink back. Yep, you got it, Tina. That's it, Angela. Nice. Can you drop your left hip down? Yes, that's it, Erin. Nice. Jessica, good Vasha. Sit, Lily. Now toes a little higher. Breathe there. With your toes a little higher, can you stand up straight and tall? Keep on breathing. Let your left hip sink back. Chest come forward. There it is. It squares up your legs and your pelvis. Breathe. Okay, hug your knee into your chest. Get ready with your warrior 3 arms and strap. Stretch it wide, reach, and then reach back with your leg. You might want to bring your hands a little closer together. Good. Shoulders up to your ears and to the back of your body. Then tilt. You got it. Press into your standing big toe. Drop your left hip. Lift your left shoulder. The left one, same side. Yeah, yep. Drop the hip, lift the shoulder. You got it. Fold forward. Deep lunge. That's it. Yes, there it is. Hug your knee into your chest. I know it's a whole new level of energy. Foot on the floor and take a breath. Breathe. We're going to take dancer's pose with the strap because it's going to open up your shoulders. It's going to be a great relief. So take your long strap, step through it, flex your back leg, and flex your ankle. Now, a lot of times people are tempted to make a really long strap, and then you'll just be like here, and you'll look around. Are you ready to go? You don't want to have to be doing this once you're in the pose. You'll miss the shoulder part. Make the strap as short as your body will handle it being. And flex, so you have a hook. If it's pointed, this will slide off. Flex your ankle. Then press back a little bit and bring your elbows to your waist. So already I'm having to let the strap slide, but I'm going for as little as possible. Keep your foot active. Then kick back a little bit and bring your elbows to the corners of the room. Now, here you can take some shoulder shrugs and get your upper back opening up. Take them way out to the corner of the room. Shrug your shoulders up and let your shoulders go on the back of your body. Work with that. Just worry about your shoulders right now, not so much about how high and hard you're kicking. Shoulders up to your ears and take them onto the back of your body. When you get this and you feel your chest pressing through your arm bones, that's the same press through we're looking for in every upward facing dog. Can you feel that? Come on out of the pose. Put your feet on the floor, maybe hands on your hips for a second. Let yourself just rest. If you need a sigh, take a sigh. If it's better for you to rest like this, you can do that too. Whatever gives you some more equanimity. This is different than, oh, my back hurts. It's more like, I need some breath. Now the left side. Bend your left knee, flex your foot. So many of us naturally start standing with our foot turned out. I do too. Ideally, we'd like it to be square like this, but it might not all happen in one day. But cut up the difference in half. So I'll be here. Left side, kick back a little bit. Elbows to your waist. You're looking for and working for some mobility in the back of your shoulder joint and bringing your elbows around like this. Good. Take your time to the waist first, to the corners. Take some shoulder rolls. See if you can kick back a little further and take your arm bones behind your ears. That can really be tough for me if I don't have all this warm up. You got it, Paige. Just keep letting your feet pull your arm bones back to whatever degree your body's willing. We all have different amount of tightness and bulk, like muscle bulk and strength makes a little more tightness, or a more friendly word, stability. Step out, feet on the floor. Don't drop your strap yet. Second set, it's a free-for-all. Do the second set. While you're doing it, you've got 10 breaths to build the pose, to be in the pose, to come out of the pose. I won't even look. You're working with your shoulders, though. You might prefer taking the standing bow pose, and the dancer's pose is going to give you the shoulder mobility on going into it. If it's a little confusing, the first side is the right side. It's elbows to the waist, elbows to the corner, and then maybe overhead, and then maybe pressing up. No sense pressing up if your arm bones are in front of your ears. Why? What's happening in your tight body is generally our shoulders go up and they roll forward a little bit. When that happens, we can't get the arm bone up and beyond the collarbone for our back bends. So we're working on getting some mobility. Here we come into the back bend soon. We're going to have some room to move. You've got 2 sides, 10 breaths. When you're all finished with the 2 sides, 10 breaths, just stand at the front of your mat. You'll need your strap in hand when you're at the front of your mat. You should definitely keep on breathing. It's something with your elbows to the side to just allow them. For me to get the softening here in my upper back body, where it's broad, soft, so there's room for my arm bones. That is like, those are good days. That doesn't happen all the time. When you finish your last breaths, front of your mat, strap in hand. Nice. We'll take tree pose. So left foot down, right foot to your left inner thigh. Take the strap and pull it wide and bring it up and overhead. And maybe you're working on up and pull it wide and go back. So it's up, wide, and then back comes from there. And then there's room to do stuff. If they're down, we don't get back anymore. So pull it wide and go up and go back there, and just work with getting that space in your neck. Sometimes just to work that up and down mobility is a huge deal in mobility in the shoulders. Shoulders up, like just concentrating on my shoulders. They're down, like they touch my ears, they're down. Maybe I'll even take it all the way around, and that's something brand new now from the beginning of the class. And switch sides, right foot down, left foot up. You can open your straps and make them longer if the mobility in your shoulders doesn't allow for all the way up and around with a half strap. Get the rainbow shapes from your shoulders. You may discover the head shaving is better for you. Work with it however it works best for you. You have a few more breaths. You may be discovering now, when you're taking these full movements of the whole arm, you're starting to now be able to keep your ribs settled and your low belly lifting so your tailbone in the back stays settled. Do you feel that, Paige? Ish. Finish your last one and then come to the front of your mat. Drop your strap for a second. Give this a try. See what you feel. Maybe close your eyes so you're just totally in the feeling of your shoulders. Inhale and reach your arms overhead. Feel a little easier, just exhale, bring them down by your sides. Just 2 more times, just feel how your arms and shoulders feel. See what you're noticing in your body. Inhale, reach up. Exhale, fold to the floor. Inhale, lift up halfway, grab your strap, pull it to your chest, get your shoulders on your back. To get your shoulders on your back, you're going to get really stuck in your lower back unless you soften your knees and reach your butt back. Arm bones on your back. Now lower your strap again. Arm bones on your back. Get that feeling of arm bones and shoulders on your back. Keep that feeling. That's the chaturanga. Here, stand up for a second. Let me show you something. When we do the sequence of high plank to low plank, up dog to down dog, a lot of times we're going high plank to low plank, up dog to down dog. You see my shoulders? It happens to most of us. High plank to low plank, up dog to down dog. That might be familiar feeling. So now you can use your strap or drop it. It doesn't matter. But try this as well. Do your high plank. Let's use your strap, actually. Do your high plank, pull wide, and move your arm bones back. Now, keep pulling wide, low plank. Bring this to your chest. Look out of the corner of your eyes. You shouldn't see your shoulders. A lot of times when you guys are in low plank, this is the feeling and the look of it all. We don't want that. That's bad for your shoulders. So high plank, pull it wide, broad, low plank, elbows broad. So they're not even here. Sometimes that's the way you feel in your low plank. Not there. Elbows by your sides. So it's high plank, shoulders back, low plank, elbows wide. Up dog, it goes straight down and open your chest. Keep your chest like this. Down dog. That's so weird, right? A lot of times for us, if we get even this on up dog, then we do this for down dog. And that movement through your chaturangas of your shoulders doing this, very unhealthy for a deep pain developing right here, turn around, in this back part of your shoulder. So if you're ever getting that, it could be from your yoga practice. Let's not do that. High plank, elbows wide, pulling wide, arm bones back, low plank. Keep them back. Up dog, drop right down to your thighs, open your chest, keep it open, down dog. Do that a few times. So it's high plank, low plank, up dog, down dog. High plank's back in the center, low plank, up dog, down dog. It's something to keep your shoulders set. High plank. One more time. We're going to do it on the ground soon. Low plank, up dog, down dog. You got that in your shoulders? Put your strap down. Go to high plank. So you know your hands have to do some sinking and broadening. High plank, low plank, up dog, down dog. I recommend doing it on your knees. From the up dog to the down dog, can you keep your arm bones set? Do that 4 or 5 times. High plank, low plank, up dog, down dog. See what you can discover. I do your knees so you can completely concentrate on your shoulders. Keep them back there, Jordan. Down dog. There you go. Keep them back, Philomena. Get to your down dog. How will you power getting to your down dog if you're no longer going to roll your shoulders forward and just press the ground? Where will the strength come from? It comes from your upper core, right underneath of your ribs. Oh, shoot. Who knew? You're finding something? Low, up dog, keep it. Yes. Yes, like that. You feel it, Neil? I know it's a lot of different work. Up dog, shoulders now, ribs, down dog. Yes. Enough of that. Right foot forward, triangle pose. No straps, move free. Just work with your own body the way it is. Sometimes you need a breather. If your arms or shoulders a little tired, mine aren't, I've hardly done anything. You could also just take your top arm and just wrap it behind your back of your palm to the back of your low back while you take your triangle pose. That could feel really good right about now. Breathe, couple breaths. One more. Come all the way up to standing. Face the long left side of your mat. Lift up high and forward fold all the way down. Just walk your fingertips in front of you as far as they'll go. Maybe the weight's in the ball of your foot. And then as you exhale, sink it back to your heels and drag your arms long and breathe. They probably need this right now. Ultimately, the weight of your hips behind your heels and your arms stretched long. Another breath. Come on up to standing. Grab your strap on the way. Turn to face the front of your mat for the standing single leg forward fold. Set up your legs. Take the strap along behind your back like this. Lift up high and then just fold over your front leg. Let your arms spill up and overhead. Let your arms your shoulders be stretched. Steady breathing. A little softness into your front knees. Breathe and let your body be at ease. Bring some weight into your front leg. And then hips level there. Feel your hamstrings more. Put weight into your front foot's big toe. While you're in the pose, take a breath. Have a sigh. Stay for one more breath. Good, right there. Now we're going to take twisting triangle. Why don't we just stay the way we are? Come up halfway, reach back. As far back as you can with your hips and your hands reaching. Chest, I'm going to tuck my chin a little so the back of my neck is long. Keep all of that. And then start to twist. You got it. Keep my weight even in both feet. Keep my body stretching long, like it's being pulled long. If it starts to sink, we don't want that. So stretch long from here to here. Press into my hand. There. One more breath in. Twist. Hands to the floor, drop the strap. You've got your vinyasa, high plank, low plank, up dog, down dog. Work with it. Maybe knees on the ground. Come back to your high plank. Lower to your low plank. And even to your belly on the ground and freeze. Look to your sides and look at your shoulders. Like, get a reality check. So you've got high plank. You can put your knees on the ground, and low plank, and just look to the sides and see, are your shoulders about to kiss the ground? They need to be back on the back of your body. Your hands can be set wide and your elbows pointing wide. But this motion, you got to change that. You don't want to keep that motion where your shoulders look like this. Put them on the back of your body. High plank on your knees. So my knees, I feel them pressing back. I'm going to tuck my chin a little so the back of my neck is long. Then the whole time, hands press wide and pull back like I'm going to slide forward. Keep your shoulders up dog. Yeah, nice. Down dog. Keep them, keep them, keep them. Up dog to down dog. Okay, left side, triangle pose. Step your left foot forward. Open up to triangle. Triangle first. You might want to take your top arm, wrap it behind your back so the back of your palm rests on your low back, and then just breathe. Let your top shoulder get the ease and relief this time. Might feel really nice if it's the back of your palm, and then your shoulder blade can do this. Breathe. Let your body be opened. If you're just doing what you always do, you can do that. You'll just have what you always have. Another breath. Then come on up. Wide, side facing, wide leg, forward fold. Good. You can grab your strap. Set the strap really wide, but not so wide that your arms will come all the way up and over. Lift up and forward fold. And then just let your hands really hang. There's a different angle or edge of your shoulders that get this when the arms are wide, but not so wide they flop all the way over and touch the ground. You got it. A little softness to your knees so you really feel your sitting bones reaching away from you, away from the floor, and then keep everything you have. Weight even in both of your feet, and then just turn your body a little to the right and keep your windmill arms. I'm going to work on really pressing my left hip back and stretching my left shoulder forward so my left body stays long. Take a breath, have a sigh, come back to the center. Now the other way, a lot of weight now on my right foot, pulling my right hip back so I don't end up just swinging over to the left. Keep making my back, right ribs long and breathing into them. One more breath in. Say an exhale. Come back to the center, all the way up to standing. Standing single leg forward fold. Face your front left leg. Take your arms behind your back. Lift up high and forward fold. While you're folding, just keep driving your front hip back. Front big toe, press it down, drive the left hip back. Long, flat back. Keep driving the left hip back. You got it. And then right through here, long. Back neck long. Yeah, like that. Keep working right through here, Bob. That's a new space for you. And it'll get your arms more on your back. You got it all. Weight stays even. A little twist now. Pull your left hip back, chest forward, twist to the yeah. Got it. Keep breathing and stretching. Stretching from your left hip crease to the head of your left shoulder in the front. Breathe in and sigh. Let your back body relax. One more breath. That's really nice, Greg. Come back around, hands to the floor. You've got your chaturanga. Maybe use your knees on the ground. High plank to low plank, shoulders back. Keep them back. Up dog. Good. Charlie, use your ribs. Down dog. Breathe. Okay. Come to a high plank and then all the way down to your belly on your mats. You earn some good rest here. Just keep your strap in front of you. You could probably have it in half and long there. Turn your toes under like you do for crescent lunge and make your legs strong so your feet are pressing back. Like there's an imaginary floor under them and you're pressing into it. Then stretch your arms long and wide so they lift first. Then breathe in and stretch. Heels back, strap forward. And then as you exhale, elbows skim back like you're shaving your head. Oh, you didn't think it could get worse, did you? 3 times. Shave your head. 1. Skim the back of your hair like you're shaving it off. 2. That's it. Everybody has a little bald spot haircut in the back of their head after this. Come on down. There'll be nothing but a little shiny skin back there. You ready for more fun? Make the legs, the strong legs, crescent lunge legs. Ready? Stretch as long as you can and lift up. Now this time, shave your head and bring it back and keep that. Breathe. Strong legs, strong belly. Breathe in. Exhale, tilt to the right. Maybe your elbow touches, but you just keep pressing your right hip down, stretching your left body long. Come back to the center. Press your left hip down. Stretch your right body long, tilt. Breathe. Elbows back. Come forward, reach up, and come down. Shake your hips from side to side. Bend your knees and flex your feet. Your legs will come together. Make the strap long, so no more folded strap. Take it behind you. Hook your ankles. Flex your feet. So I'm going to then roll my hands out. Kick back and up a little bit. Elbows to the waist. You see the W shape. I need to get my arm bones to my shoulders and back. Then out to the sides, so I have mobility in my shoulders. My arm bones go back, and then I can kick and let it drag my hands back. You're working on your shoulders and your upper back here. Find the spot that suits you. Back and wide. So ease your way up, elbows wide. That's it. Let them be on the back of your body. You can tuck your chin. Come on down. Y'all did not like that, judging from looking around the room. I know. It's just sometimes easier, more fun to go unconscious and just do the poses and breathe. And that's important on the days where we're just breathing to bring us into consciousness. Today, that responsibility is on you so that you can find your upper back. Okay, get ready again. Start with the strap short behind you because the effort to bring it to here is part of the work. And then I usually have to stop and catch my breath here and relax my upper back. Once my upper back is relaxed, arms out to the side. Then shoulders do some rolling. My upper back softens. When I can get to the up, I can start bringing together. And then kicking more so it drags my chest open. You got it. Vasha, try to get these arms. You're so flexible. Try to keep the arms, elbows wide, and then behind. Start here so they go behind you, Vasha. Someday you hold your toes in this pose. Come on down. The ultimate variation of this pose, I cannot do this anymore, so I won't be showing you. Maybe Debbie can still do it, is you start holding your toes. And then your elbows come around. You're still holding your toes, still holding your toes. But it's a lot of flexibility, especially in your shoulders. You guys look like you're fried. Hands on the floor so you know where to set them. Set them by your bottom ribs. Before you go anywhere, put some pressure in your hands and get your arm bones on your back. Elbows set wide, super wide. Now, like you're going to be sliding across the floor, upward facing dog, through your arm bones and go up. The strength comes from here. Keep your arms set, downward facing dog. Yes. Camel pose. Kneel down. Hands in your back pockets and just lift your chest. Let this one be easy. You may find it's actually a lot easier right now to get your arms on your back and let your camel pose happen. You may even get to notice now in this particular camel pose how your shoulder blades are just like 2 hands behind you, scooping your chest open when you're taking a back bend. So try to imagine that. I always think about the front of my back bend, but when I can think about that this back quality is happening, that 2 hands are just lifting my chest through. Let it lift right up through here, Zoe. Yes. Good. Keep breathing. Come on up out of this pose. Downward facing dog. Stretch out. Stretch out. You're doing really good work. We're going to take a second set of the camel. Knees down for the second set. You're doing a really nice job of putting in the work where your arm bones go up and they get onto your back. And then your scapula. Just lift, especially the bottom point of your scapula. Right down here. It just moves into your body and lifts your chest. Yep. Let yourself be carried into the pose instead of working it. Keep lifting here, lifting there. Yep. The bigger back bends come from the ability to stretch, not to sink. You got it from right there, Vasha. Just let your chest be lifted. Keep on breathing. Keep on breathing. Right here you lift, and that'll take you deepest. Then come on up out of it, downward facing dog. Nice work. You're about to get the reward for all of your work. Jump through your legs, sit down, and roll onto your back for bridge pose. You can take the strap underneath of your body in your bridge, somewhere around your bottom rib or waist. Press up into your bridge, shoulders under you, and then you can press the strap wide. So I'm just pulling it apart under my body. While you pull it, don't concentrate so much on your hands and your forearms doing the pulling. Concentrate on noticing what happens in your shoulder blades and upper back to make that pulling possible. You can maybe relax the pull and engage the pull to see if you can become aware of what's happening in your upper back for that action to happen. See what you can discover. So straight elbows right now. Arms are just pulling wide and relaxing. Wide and relaxing. Are you being able to do that from your upper back? One more breath and come on down. Knee side to side. Let's get ready for a second set. Press down and rise up. Take on the pulling, activate your upper back, and then feet stay exactly where they are. Bring your right knee into your chest. That's all. Feet exactly where they are, right knee into your chest. Your leg that's on the ground, let it just sink into the earth and suck into the center. And imagine the leg in the air is doing that. Connect to your center line. Hug. Put your foot on the floor, your right foot, and come on down. Bridge pose again. All the way up to the bridge pose. Third bridge pose. Press your right foot down into the ground and bring your left knee into the air. And then just hug. Hug. Hug like you're something. There's a forearm against both of your shins to your arches to your knees. And you hug and locate your center line. Keep hugging your standing leg in, and your hips will lock into square. Bob, I see that. That's good. Okay, step out. Good job. Come on down. Wave your knees from side to side. You are as ready as you're ever going to be. Ready? You won't need your strap. Isn't that good news? Put your feet on the floor, hands to the ceiling, and then onto the ground. Now, if you wanted to be wild and crazy and creative, you could try it this way. You could have the strap between your thumb and your hand as you're on the ground ready for your wheel pose. Or you could take your strap and turn it into a loop, essentially, and have it across your forearms. So you have this ability. So if this was a loop, I'd be pulling wide. So I had this ability to keep working the upper back the way you've discovered it in bridge pose and many other ways today. So if it was on the ground and I was just going to use it between my thumbs, I'd be starting here, getting ready for my wheel and pressing into my wheel, and then just a little tension on it. On your mark, get set, go, wheel pose, see what you can find. You have a ton of new skills on board. Hug. And then your arms, if they had that strap, like they're doing a little pull apart, you could work it with fists. People do whole practice with their fists like their knuckles on the ground. You could be holding the strap in knuckles. Tuck your chin and come down. All right, what did you feel in your upper backs? Any more mobility for some of you? Like you got up there and maybe you noticed it was a little easier? Okay, do 4 more at your own pace. Hold each one for 3 breaths. You work with whatever it is that's interesting to you from what you learned today to see what you can see. All the way up. Maybe you're taking shoulder rolls. So Neil, can you feel how your shoulders are forward? Yeah, they're just stuck a little. Set your hands wider next time. And if you can, deep under your back. But we all have the arc that our back can create as well to work with. You have 4 of these, each one for 3 breaths. When you finish the last one, Supta Baddha Konasana. Now, Bob, stay right there. What's now lost is what you got on the bridge. Hug, this one especially. Knee in, knee in. Yep. Finish them up. A little hugging, Jenna. There. Yep, you got it. Good work. How are you doing over here with your back today? Okay, first one since? Now, wow. Keep on going. It's Supta Baddha Konasana when you're finished. And then just hug, Charlie. Just a gentle hug so it lets your lower back broaden. How's it going? See, some of you are finished, some still working. Jen, a little wider with your hands. Nice, Neil. A little more space there? Yeah. Supta Baddha Konasana when you're finished. It's something else to get that open. We just don't do that all day. Our shoulders are up and forward doing all the things people do. There's nothing wrong with that, but we do have this whole extra range of motion on our shoulders. Dead bug pose. Ruby doesn't like when we call it that. She only likes happy baby, so rock from side to side. Legs straight up in the air. Let's locate our core. Straight up in the air. Flex your feet. You could hug your block if you've got it handy and curl up, or if you did have a loop with your strap, it can be time consuming to make these loops, but if you could quickly buckle your strap up. If you have the D rings, it goes through both and it passes through the first one, over one and through the second one until it can hold itself tight. It has to hold itself tighter. It's really not. Some of the buckles don't work well. The D ring buckles work the best. Okay. You could hug a block, or you could press outward into the straps. Flexed feet. Make your body long on the ground and settle your hips on the ground, and then curl and reach in front of you. And when you curl, what wants to happen is the whole back of your body, including your neck, gets so long, and then you fold right here at your ribs. So from hips to hips, ribs to ribs, your body is sinking down. You should feel your whole low spine on the mat. Breathe in, blow out through your mouth, and deepen your low belly. You'll curl up a little bit. That's all that's happening. Blow out, deepen your low belly, and you'll curl a little bit. Maybe this gets really going and your tail curls up a little bit too. That'll be fine. Just don't unwind your head, arch your back, and fling yourself up. Do 2 more. 1 more. And hug your knees into your chest. Nice. Now, if you're using the loop, make it big. Open it up a lot. So I'm going to open the loop on my strap a lot. However a lot you can get. And then I'm going to have my legs in these 2 positions, and then I'm going to curl up. It's a little tricky to hold on to this, but I'm going to be pulling in these opposite directions so I can try to get this center line activity. Curl up. Now, if from here you just feel like your back has to arch, I would then bend my knees a little bit, one of them or both of them. I'm going to use my toes a little bit to keep the strap in order. And then you're going to pulse here. What I have to do with this, maybe I'm going to ditch the strap because I can't give you quite the action I want you to have. So 1 leg in the air, 1 is straight or touching the ground. What you'll have to find is that this leg that's on the ground or hovering, it has to pull back the whole time to keep your box of hips to hips, ribs to ribs on the floor. And then you just pulse 5 times max. So not a lot of like jerking your body up. I want steady, slow motion, tiny, tiny movements. No arching in your right lower back. Your whole back has to stay stable. Okay, relax. I know that's a crazy notion because a lot of us want to have this movement of down and up going on. We don't need to worry about the down and up this time. We're worried about core stability. So switch it. Left leg in the air. Bend your right leg. Let your heel just gently rest on the ground. Yep. So look at your legs. If your legs are toes turning out, this isn't working. We need your inner low basement core, so that it's got to be toes pointing straight up. Then curl up and have a look at things. You're going to have to suck your right leg back to get this even feeling in the box of your back. Then every time you exhale, you just pulse a little bit, 5 times. It won't take much. Yeah, if you're pulling your right thigh back, you should be feeling this immediately. One side stabilizing, one side moving you. Hug your knees. Are you feeling that? Yes or no? Yes. Hug your knees. Rock back and forth 3 or 4 times and come up to a sitting position. We're going to make it abundantly clear. Tabletop. Sit up tall. So it's not tabletop shrink down. It's a sit up tall. And it may be that you feel better if your hips are sitting on a block or whatever it takes to get tall, and make your table legs. They don't have to be all the way at the table, just off the ground. And then you're going to touch one and bring it up. touch one, and bring it up. So you can't be touching and touching and touching. That's not the work. The work is to stay stable. Touch one and bring it up. Touch one and bring it up. And then what else do you want to do? You want to start doing this. That's not it either. They're square. Touch and up. Touch and up. Notice what happens in your core. I'm going to let it go and bring it in on the left. Let it go on the right and bring it in. Finish up one more time each side. Hug your knees into your chest and rock. Good work. Good work. Rock back and forth a bunch of times. Through to downward facing dog. Keep your strap nearby and your block nearby. Right leg forward for pigeon pose. Take your pigeon pose and then we're going to create a variation on it. Knee in front of your hip, not flaring out to the side. So be diligent with some of the criteria you do know so that you get the alignment that you need. So if I was aligned along the side of my mat, my thigh would be straight along the side of it as I look down, different from my hip being kind of the center and my knee being over to the side. It's straight with the thigh bone. And then I'll turn my back toe under to square my hips as much as I can and lift the pit of my belly. And then when you're ready, fold. A block under the right hip, a rolled up hand towel, whatever it takes, so that from the sky, your two sides of the pelvis are level. Now breathe and let that action work. Some stability under your right hip is going to be necessary as we progress here. You can then stay in the pigeon with your right leg, take your strap, lasso your back foot, hook your foot, and fold forward, elbow over your head. Now, if you feel pretty tight, maybe the loop of your strap isn't going to work for you that way. Maybe you make a small loop so you have a long strap and you can fold forward. Good. Now, if you get it really tight and the way you want to soften the edge of the tightness is not to sit over to your right hip. Because once I start doing this and I start flexing this hip, I'm not targeting my muscles anymore. You know that because you don't feel them. Stay on top of the pose and let it be less folded. If it hurts your left knee to fold like this, sometimes it can, then don't fold it as much. And breathe. You got this. The block under your right hip will keep you from tipping side to side. Really get your left quad muscles, hip flexor area stretching a bit. So we're going to ask more of it in a second. Once it's a little bit more warmed up and comfy, certainly a block under your right hip is going to make a big difference now. Hand on the floor and come up. Keep the foot bent. The right hand on a block or the floor could help to keep you straight up on top of the pose. Again, if I sit to the side, nothing's happening, so it's no use taking this variation. Then, some of your content, you've reached your limit right here, and that's fine. Keep lifting the pit of your belly. If you feel like you're sinking into your lower back, more lift of the pit of your belly. You could have the loop of the strap be kind of medium. Your foot can be in the loop. The buckle should be somewhere near the sides, not at your foot. And it could be also in your arm. And you could reach up and over. You could reach just to here. This would be one stage of the pose, to reach to here, however big the loop is, or to reach it up and overhead. You've been doing a lot of this today. The key to this pose is to lift from the pit of your belly up. The block will help you to keep it balanced. It gets tricky once your arms are off the floor. Tuck the block under your hip to give you stability. Don't want to be rolling on the side of the thigh. I want to be working straight back through it. Yep. Yeah, lift the belly up. You could work with your elbows wide like you've been doing in the bow poses. Take them on the back of your body and then open. Chest up, lift, lift, lift. So the lift you get in camel pose and the shoulder work you've been doing. Gently release. Downward facing dog, switch sides. Pigeon pose, left side. This is king pigeon pose. Left leg forward, pigeon. I think it's nice to get all the early stages of the pose, even if you know you're going for the bigger one, to get the fold and let your hip open up. And with the straps and the blocks, there is a variation of all of it for everybody. Tuck that block under your hip or the hand towel and lift the pit of your belly and then fold. If you're really flexible in this, your work is to keep yourself in the hover quality of it, different from like the splat, like the meltdown. Then lasso your back leg, fold your knee and fold forward at your hips. And let the whole quad area stretch out. Let you organize your alignment so that your right knee is pointing back. And just get the fold and the stretch. You know you need some stability under your left hip. You could come upright. Once you feel very stable under your two hips, you've got some support under the left hip. Good. Once you're upright, then you can work shoulders up and back. Once you get your arm bones to the back of your body, then kick as much as you want and let it draw your arms back. Keep lifting the pit of your belly so your chest is up high like in the cobra pose. It's the only way to take this back bend deeper. Someday you hold your foot in this one too. Ideally, your elbows are very bent and there's a lot of tension on the strap. Just stay in it long enough that you have some chance to live with it and work with it. Lift your belly and get light. Lift the pit of your belly and get a little lighter. You got it, Damien. Jen, knee straight back. It's a little over toward Greg. You got it. Keep lifting. If there's any sinking or compression in your low back, you want to get away with that. Okay, gently release. Downward facing dog. You guys did some good work today. Downward facing dog. Stretch back. Stretch back. Maybe bend and straighten your knees. Come through, sit down, and roll onto your back. This could feel really very good with all the work you've done. Roll your feet overhead to plow pose. Folding up your mat into quarters, putting it under your shoulders where your neck and head hang off of the mat. That can be a really nice base to a shoulder stand or a plow pose. Give you just a little more mobility in your neck. One thing I usually take on is to roll up my hand towel and have it under my neck. It helps me to just keep my neck from flattening out. Rock side to side and get your shoulders on the back the way you know to do, and then hands support your low back in your plow. Good. Steady breathing. Nice steady breathing. You're welcome. Now, while you're in your plow, pay a little bit of attention to your feet. You're welcome. Probably when you got back here, there's a quality of heels together and toes wide going on. See if you can keep the inner side of the knuckle of your big toes touching, but just move your heels off of each other. When I'm struggling with being able to maybe float or take handstands on my mat, it's generally speaking because my shoulders are really tight and I can't get on top of them. You know how to take the pose into the next stage. So maybe you've done a shoulder stand and you're back to plow, or perhaps you're at the knees by the ears for Karnapadasana, the deaf man's pose. Maybe you've rolled out and you're in the waterfall on your flat back with your legs straight up in the air. Flat back, legs straight up in the air when you make your way to that, when you can make your way to that. On your flat back, legs straight up in the air. Let your shoulders just relax onto the floor behind you. You might have a block underneath of your pelvis. Let the back of your body melt down onto the floor. It's yours. That one's yours. You do have your cool eye towels in studio. If you wanted to have that on your forehead even now, you could. Let your body settle. When you have worked it a lot, a longer period of stillness is really a good choice. As you're ready, hug your knees into your chest. Let yourself get settled and comfortable right here. Knees into your chest. Drop your knees to the left. Look to the right. You might feel some new experience in your shoulders like this too. A sigh, always good. Shift to the other side. When you're working with such a lesson of something that's muscularly difficult, it's opposite of just the common pattern. It's good to work it, be fatigued, counter it, relieve it, just move and flow and see what you've got, and then deepen the work and keep repeating the pattern. Supta Baddha Konasana. Soles together, knees out wide. Let your body settle here. We do get great physical exercise from our practice, and as I'm sure you're aware, some part of you, there's something so much more than that available. This practice is for anyone who wants to do the work, regardless of ability or whatever. And when you come time and time again, things change. How your body is, the way that you then think and believe. Stretch your legs out long and wide for Shavasana. Now really settle in and make your body comfortable. I've saved enough time for you to really have a truer experience of Shavasana than we sometimes have time for. This pose is called deep rest. It's alert and aware, but not vigilant. So make your body physically comfortable so you physically feel supported. Then take a deep breath in and sigh. And see if there's anything else to do about your physical positioning. Sigh as many times as is needed or when it comes up again for you to be more deeply settled. Allow yourself to rest. Awake, alive, present, totally at ease. And then let whatever comes up come up, whether it's physical, it's thought, let it just come up and pass by, different from suppressing it. So that applies for a spot on your skin that itches as much as it applies for a thought in your head that keeps coming up. You just let it be experienced and it will pass. From time to time, parts of your body will again become fidgety or your thinking will again get active. Let it be experienced and let it pass and sink deeper. When you feel yourself get restless again, take another breath, allow yourself a sigh, and let go. Begin to deepen your breathing. Maybe add movement, wiggling your fingers and your toes, or roll your head from side to side. Hug your knees into your chest. Roll to your side. Give yourself a moment here on your side to just, again, have the quality of rest, but while there's now more movement, see if you're able to bring that sense of deep perception, but also a balance of ease with you as you come up into a sitting position. Make your body comfortable here. You can sweep your arms overhead and bring your hands into prayer position. Might be easier if your eyes are closed for a moment, but you're welcome to keep them open. Take a second to just feel how your body is right now, the way it is for you right now. And see if an intention comes up, just something you don't have to force or create, just something pops in. And if it does, set that for the rest of the day. And then we'll chant 3 more times together. Take a deep breath in. Bring your thumb to your forehead center. Take a deep breath in and exhale. When we bow to each other and we say namaste, we're essentially saying the best of me sees and honors the best of you. Thank you for being here. Namaste. Good work. You keep practicing with your shoulders as you take class this week. See if you can discover something that's opened up more. You'll see it's different times of day, different times of the week for you. And sometimes it's there and sometimes it's not. So only the working and opening it brings it back. It never fully goes away, but your body's different. Sometimes it's a little more inflamed or fluid holding, and it just doesn't do the same things it does on other days. But it's summertime. It's the best weather for discovering new mobility. All right, have a great rest of your day, rest of your weekend. Unbuckle the straps before you throw them into the laundry bin. So unbuckled and toss them into the laundry. Yeah, take those buckles apart. I thought about that halfway through, like, oh, these straps. I think there are quite a few. If you are staying for restorative, just keep your strap. No. So the dirty straps, let me have your attention one more time. Let me be clear about the straps. Unbuckle them, put them in the laundry. And that's out there. If you're staying for restorative, just keep your strap. I will need you to leave the room for a moment, though, so we can mop the floor and then come back in for restorative. There are all the rules. Have a good rest of the day. Thank you. Glad you were here.